So for the hat, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a hook. I'm using a 5.75mm hook, and some yarn. To start off, you're going to do a slip knot in your yarn, and to that slip knot, you want to put your hook on and chain 4. To chain, you yarn over and pull the hook through. All right, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and do that 4 times. So into this first chain, we're going to yarn over and insert our hook, and this is where we do our first double crochet. So to do a double crochet, you yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we have, I'm not counting this as a stitch, but we have 2 double crochets, and we're just going to do 12 total. So after you've done your last double crochet, we're going to slip stitch into the chain. So to slip stitch, don't yarn over. You put your hook through the space in between the chain and the first double crochet. So you put your hook through, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you pull through, just like that. You can tighten it. All right, so this method is a bit easier because we're not doing a magic circle. So if you have trouble with that, we're not doing magic circle. Okay, so next we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work an increase row. So to do that, you yarn over, and into this first space, you do 2 double crochets. Likewise, in the next space, you also do 2 double crochets. You want to repeat this, doing 2 double crochets into each stitch. All right, so we're on our last space. This is what it looked like. And then of course 2 double crochets into that space. And then again, we're going to slip stitch into this chain. Tighten it. All right, so we're now going to do our next row of increase, but this will be a bit different from the last one. So to start, again, you're going to chain 2. You're going to, into this space, do 2 double crochets. I know usually people would say that this chain is going to be the first double crochet, but I usually always do 2. All right, and then into this next chain space, we're going to do 1 double crochet. All right. Into the next one, we're going to increase. So we're going to do 2. Into the next one, 1. So pretty much for this row of increase, we're going to do an increase on every other stitch. So again, 2 double crochet, 1 into the next space, 2 into the next space. So this isn't confusing. Usually when you do 2 double crochet or more than one crochet into a space, that is called an increase. So each one of these where we do more than 1 is an increase. So it would be 1 increase, 1 normal stitch, 1 increase, 1 normal stitch. And you're going to keep going like that until you finish off the row. All right, so This is our last space, and this is what our second row of increase will look like. Size. All right, now to finish off, slip stitch into that space with 2 chains, tighten it off. So to start off this next row, which would be our 3rd row, we're going to do another increased row, but this one again is a bit different. So chain 2 to start off, and into that same space put 2 double crochets. So 2 double crochet into the next space, 1 double crochet, and again into the next space, 1 double crochet. So it would be an increase and then 2 regular double crochets and then another increase, essentially increasing on every second stitch. So again, increase, normal double crochet, normal double crochet into the next stitch, increase. You want to continue like that for the whole row. We're gonna finish off this row, slip stitch into the space. All right, so as you can see, we did 3 rows of increases. For this hat, we only gonna do 3 rows of increases. If you're using a hook that's smaller than about a 5.5, you want to probably do 1 more row of increases because your hat might work up a bit small. And with this hook, I don't find that I need to do 1 more round of increases because it ends up being a bit big. But if you were to do 1 more round of increases, that would be 1 increase, 3 regular double crochets, and then 1 increase again. But for my hat, I'm not going to be doing that. So for this next row, we're going to start out by chaining 2, of course, and a double crochet in that same space. Instead of doing 2 double crochets, we're just going to do 1. We're going to do 1 double crochet into each space for the next 7 rows. So in total, counting this center, we're going to have 11 rows. I'll be back with you guys when I have this all done. This is after the first row with no increases. I know it will look kind of small, but you gotta trust the process. All right, you guys, so this is our hat after our 7 additional rows. So as of right now, we have our first starting row, 3 rows of increase, and then 7 additional rows to total 11 rows in all. So for this next row, we're no longer going to be doing double crochet, but instead we're just going to do 1 row of single crochet. I'm going to kind of show you now. I'm just going to, instead of chaining 2, just to make it look more clean and a bit more flush, I'm just going to chain 1, and then to do a single crochet, you want to, without yarning over, I know that we've been yarning over for all of these stitches, but we're not going to yarn over. We're instead just going to work straight into that first space, pull up a loop. So again, pull up a loop by yarning over, pulling through. So you should have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and then pull through those 2. That's your single crochet. So again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, pull through all 2. So we're going to do 1 row of single crochet across our entire hat. So I'm at our last stitch, single crochet, and then into that chain 1 space is gonna be a bit small. We're gonna do our slip stitch. So just try to get your hook in there and do your slip stitch. All right. So this is our finished brim of our hat. We're gonna move on to ruffles, which might be the most daunting part for some people. So in this first chain 1 kind of space right here, we're going to chain, instead of chaining 1 or chaining 2 like how we've done previously, we're going to chain 3 and then do our first treble crochet. So this is different from our single and double crochet. Instead of yarning over 1 time, which is what we previously did for our double crochet, we're going to yarn over twice. So yarn over, and then into that same space, it's honestly going to be pretty small. We're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. So there you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over again, pull through not 1 but 2 of those loops, sorry. So now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, pull through 2 more, so that now you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over 1 more time, and then pull through the rest of those 2. All right, so let's try that again. We're gonna yarn over twice into the space. It's gonna be kind of small. Yarn over, pull up a loop to where you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over again, pull through 2 loops to where you have 3, yarn over again, pull through another 2, and then yarn over 1 last time and pull through 2 more. And I'm gonna do 1 more treble crochet in this space. All right, so that is our first treble increase. We're going to be doing this all across this brim. We're going to be doing 3 treble crochets in each stitch. So I'm going to be continuing doing our 3 treble in each stitch across our whole entire brim. This part does take a little bit of time, but it'll be worth it. So again, 3 treble crochets into the space, just like that, and then of course slip stitch. This is what our hat looks like so far. Now we're going to do another chain 3. The ruffles, the initial ruffles took a while, but this, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take even longer. We're gonna put 3 more into each stitch. So not only is this one triple the amount of original stitches, you're gonna triple the amount of increases, which does take a little while. So again, we're gonna do treble crochets into that space right in there. So yeah, 3 treble crochets. We did 3 treble in the first one, and we're gonna keep going. I'll come back to you again when I finished my second row of ruffles. All right, so I'm on my last stitch. So again, 3 trebles. All right, of course, a slip stitch. All right, so this is our hat with 2 layers of ruffles. Let me actually zoom out for a second and show. This is kind of what our hat is looking like right now. So at this point, you have a couple options. If you want your hat to be like how mine was at the start of this video, go ahead and continue on with the tutorial as I'm going to explain it. That's kind of like, I would say like a medium ruffle. But if you want your ruffles to be fuller and you want them to be a lot thicker, this is what you want to do. you're going to go ahead and of course chain 3 into that first space. Has to do a treble crochet. So in that first space, you're going to want to do again 3 treble crochets, just like how we were doing for the last 2 rows, and you want to do that all the way around. However, if you want your hat to look like mine from the beginning, we're gonna deviate a bit from that. So what you want to do is, instead of chaining 3, we're only chaining 2, and we're gonna yarn over 1 time, and in that first space 1 double crochet. You're going to continue that along the whole entire hat. We're only doing 1 double crochet in each stitch. All right, so I'll get back with you guys once I have done my 1 double crochet in each stitch. All right, so this is my last stitch. Double crochet, slip stitch. So this was our 3rd and final layer of ruffles, and let me just show what the hat is looking like. That is our ruffle hat. Very cutesy. So to finish off, recently what I've been doing is I do 1 extra yarn over just to secure it some more, pull up kind of a longer tail, and this is where, okay, and then we cut that off just like that, just like that. So now what's left to do is to weave in our ends, and to do this you can either use a crochet hook, or you can also use a darning needle. Weaving your ends with the hook, I kind of just start like a couple stitches away from where that yarn starts in the opposite direction. So I insert the hook into those stitches, and I usually leave this, I don't know if you can see it, but that's like 1 like loop. I usually leave that one out, and then yarn over and then pull through all of those. And then I go back in the opposite direction, this time going through all of the loops except for the first one. If you go through the first one, it's just gonna undo your work. So yeah, and yarn over and pull that all the way through. And you can do it as many times as you want so that it feels extra secure. I'm only doing it twice though. And then cut that yarn off, and so you weave in your end with a hook. To weave in your end with a darning needle, I usually cut my end to be a lot longer so that it's easier. Sorry, my yarn got a little frayed, but you want to put your yarn through the eye of your darning needle, and we're gonna work on the bad side, so not this front part, kind of like, you know, the back side, and just go through. I'm just entering some whichever loops. That's how I do. I kind of freestyle, just like that. Pull the yarn through. We do want to work on the back loops though, so that it looks more seamless, just like that. Sorry if you didn't see that. Pull it through, and then again we're gonna skip that first loop that we pulled our yarn through and work through the other ones, just like that. Pull it through and skip that first, and this is if you want to do it 3 times. The more you do it, the more secure it'll be. All right, just like that. That bit, and then snip it like that. Turn your hat inside out. Turn your hat inside out and you're done. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it super helpful. This is my first video, so if there's anything that you're confused about, just let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you made it this far, be sure to tell me what you want to see me make next, if there's anything, any tutorial you want to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.